Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah, "Leave here, turn eastward, and hide in the Kerith Ravine, east of the Jordan. You will drink from the brook, and I have directed the ravens to supply you with food there." 1 Kings 17, 2-4. Elijah had just delivered a bold prophecy that a drought would hit the land. No rain, no dew, nothing. And right after speaking God's word, God sends him into hiding. He doesn't give Elijah a detailed strategy. He doesn't promise luxury or clarity. He simply says, "Go to the brook. I've commanded ravens to feed you." Let that sink in. Ravens, unclean, unreliable wild birds, were now Elijah's delivery system for daily bread. And he had to trust that a brook in the middle of a drought would somehow keep flowing. This is faith, not always understanding God's methods, but moving anyway, obeying anyway, waiting anyway. But then, something else happened. Sometime later, the brook dried up because there had been no rain in the land. 1 Kings 17:7. Have you ever been there? You're right where God told you to be. You followed him, you obeyed him, and yet the brook dries up. The job ends, the door closes, the provision stops. It can feel like failure, but for Elijah, it was the setup for the next miracle. God didn't forget him. He was moving him. Right after the brook dried up, God said, "Go at once to Zarephath. I have directed a widow there to supply you with food." 1 Kings 17:9. When one source dries up, God already has another prepared. When the raven stops, the widow is waiting. When the season shifts, the supply shifts with it. Faith truth. God's provision doesn't come from the source. It comes from the sender. The brook was never your hope. The raven was never your provider. God was, and still is. Reflection questions. What brook in your life is drying up? Have you mistaken the source for the provider? Are you willing to move when God says go, even if it makes no sense?